Hello, my name is Austin Maxwell, and I want to take a few moments with you to share a story that involves our family. It's a story that unfortunately has a very sad ending. Hopefully by listening to this, you will never have to experience what my family and I have had to go through for the past several years. The story begins on July 19th, 1994, when my son Mitchell was born. Mitchell was the second of four boys and was just an outstanding kid growing up. He's the type of kid that would literally do anything for any kid. One of my favorite stories about Mitchell is one time in our hometown we saw a homeless man, and he began to cry and to weep over the fact that this homeless man would go hungry that night. And so, like any father, I pulled out some money. We went to Burger King, bought a couple of Whoppers, and went back and gave it to the homeless man so that he would have something to eat. At an early age, that's the type of heart that my child has and still has. Just a very giving person who would take care of anybody. In high school, Mitchell was just your typical kind of all-American kid. Football player, 2-year starter on the team. Went both ways his senior year, all district, all region. Was eventually invited to walk on and play college football at Mississippi State University. Like any kid, just had everything going on, a real bright future. And again, the type of kid that if the phone rang at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night and it was a friend in trouble, he would be the type of person that would go help out that kid, that would make sure that kid got home if that kid had been at a party and was just not in a position to really take care of themselves or get home safely. So the last week of June 2013, we went for our family vacation down to the beach, and Mitchell just begged off and said, I really want to stay here, I want to see some friends, and I just want to make sure I see everybody before we go down on July the 8th of 2013 to get into the dorms and start getting ready for football. And so we agreed, and we went down to the beach, and we're having a great time until the morning of July the 4th, 2013, in which I got a very frantic phone call from his older brother, Matthew. You see, the night before, on July the 3rd, Mitchell had gone to a party. And like any teenager, there's going to be the temptation to try alcohol, which he did, which eventually led to trying alcohol and mixing it with prescription hydrocodone cough syrup. From there, Mitchell went to another party, at which it was mixing more hydrocodone and alcohol, but this time it transpired into what they call a Skittles party. A Skittles party is where teenagers will take prescription medications and dump them into a bowl and just pass them around. And the kids will take 1 pill or 2 pills or 3 pills or any concoction of pills just to get high or to get a buzz. For whatever reason, Mitchell participated in this, but still found his way home that night and spoke to his brother. Spoke to his brother about 1 a.m. in the morning and said very simply, hey, I'm kind of tired. I've got to be in the chair at the pool tomorrow, where he was a lifeguard, at 2 p.m. So big brother, why don't you get me up about 11:30 and let's go have lunch before I have to go to work. And so Matthew, like any responsible older brother, turned off the lights, made sure the house was locked up, went and checked on his brother one final time about 2 o'clock in the morning, and there he lay in bed snoring away. Matt got up the next morning, went in to wake him up about 11:30, and his brother was gone. His brother was cold. His brother was lifeless. His brother had passed away in the middle of the night due to respiratory depression. He asphyxiated simply due to the combination of alcohol, hydrocodone cough syrup, and a prescription drug called OxyContin. You see, in Tennessee, there's a significant problem with narcotics abuse. And while my family and I have never been prescribed OxyContin or any sort of prescription painkiller, it's readily available. It's easy for your teenager, your youth, or really anybody to get a hold of it. And to go to a party and simply take it one time, combined with alcohol and other medications, can be lethal. It was lethal in my son's case, and he left this earth way too soon for myself, for my wife, for his brother, and his brothers. It's a sad situation. It's been a hard time for our family, but I'm telling you this story so that hopefully you can have that very candid conversation with your son or daughter so that they know that prescription medications are just as dangerous as any sort of illegal medication. The irony of this is that the night of July the 3rd, he received a text message with somebody offering him marijuana. And he simply said, "No, thank you. I don't need that. Besides, it's an illegal medication, and I'm headed off to school soon where I'll be drug tested as a football player. I don't need marijuana." But somehow in his mind, he thought it was okay or safe to play with prescription medications. And ultimately, that cost him his life. So instead of taking him down to Mississippi State University on July the 8th, 2013, instead we held his funeral service at our church. His teammates carried him out. We laid him into the ground and we said goodbye to him. See, all it takes is just one time, and that son or daughter could be gone. So please, I encourage you as a parent, as a sibling, as a son, a daughter, a peer, a co-worker, have that candid conversation on the dangers of prescription medications and narcotics. It could be a life that you save. Thank you.